Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. You are now listening to Tina Bali. Title of this live stream is Does Book Streaks Matter? Go ahead and put a stack of books emojis in the chat when you're with me. So, I lost another book streak, which I thought it was coming. However, I thought I did what I had to do to log my book, my reading, and then I see that I lost my reading streak that I thought I was gonna lose anyway, but I didn't think it was gonna be lost even though I logged. So somehow, some way, like, I don't know. Somehow, some way, I lost my other. I'm trying to think how I lost it. I don't know exactly. Like, I thought I logged. Like, okay, so when I lost my Kindle streak a few days ago, like, I knew I missed a day because I knew I didn't read that day. A Kindle book. I didn't read my Kindle book. So I have books on Kindle. I have other books, and I was reading my books on Kindle and my other books. So it was one day that I read my other books, but I didn't read my book on Kindle. So I lost my streak. So I'm reading my other books. I was logging my reads, and I thought I logged them. I'm thinking what happened was maybe I don't know. I'm thinking I miscalculated maybe some hours, because sometimes I'll read more than one time a day, and sometimes I'll read like I'll read more than 2 times a day, more than 3 times a day. Sometimes I'll read like just before midnight. Sometimes I read just after midnight. So I'm thinking maybe I thought I logged for the day, but maybe it was just before midnight, and then maybe I didn't log any during that other day before the next midnight. I'm thinking I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. I don't know exactly. And then also I'm thinking maybe it's because I thought this the other time too, like maybe it's the app itself, maybe it misfunctioned, because this has happened to me before while I was, well, first of all, I didn't even know how I was getting my streaks, and then I found out how to get my streaks, and yeah, so whatever. I lost another streak. I do have my longest streak, which is it's over 50 days now. It's so yeah, I'm gonna attempt to keep it. Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to keep it. But yeah, that's my update. Like, because I didn't mention my updates, but yeah, I lost my Kindle streak, which I was trying to go for because Kindle has been giving me reading achievement rewards. So once I noticed them, because I was getting a notice like I was getting notices like, "Hey, you achieved this award. Ooh, 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 you read this, and ooh, you got this award." Like Kendall was just tapping me on my back and gifting me, coming up to me, gifting me rewards as I'm reading, and I'm just just reading. No, I didn't have um any thought to like reaching any of those achievements. It just was just like, hey, you achieved this. I'm like, oh, I did. Okay, thank you very much. So I started looking into it. After I had got a few more achievements, and looked to see what I had accomplished and like when the next one was, and it was like if you do this and between these days you get this is why you got this award. So I'm like, okay, thank you, I noticed you. I'm going to put forth the effort to um, reach this next achievement. So yeah, I was trying to stay on the on the streak, but I was reading. Almost, well, I had like a bit of a reading marathon for a while there. I'm trying to think what book that was that I was reading so much of. Was it Fourth Queen? I don't know because I was reading. It was a few. It was a few books I did. Nah, actually, it was Honey and Bones. I remember reading Honey and Bones through the night. And yeah, I took a day off from reading on my Kindle, on my Kindle app. I did read my other books though, so that's what it is. If I can get my other books on my Kindle app, then I would think that everything would be, logged all in one. But because I have to read a different book on my Kindle app to keep my streaks, that's what I was facing there. So yeah. Now had it this year, I was like I wasn't too I wasn't too pressed this year. Losing my streak. It was like, yeah. I knew it was gonna happen because I didn't read. I didn't log. I did. So I mean, it's like, yeah, like no grace period, huh? This you miss a day, it's gone away. I'm like, eh, what are you gonna do? I kind of was kind of irked with that. Like, can you give me one day? But it doesn't give me one day of grace. So I took one day of rest when I read like that. I notice when I read like that, I at least gotta have one day. I at least gotta have one day of rest. Like I just automatically take a day. Like if I've read through the night, And throughout that previous week, I'm gonna take a day of rest. At the so far, that's what's been happening so far. Now maybe I'll continue reading and strengthen that reading muscle to be able to read again, read again. But I did read. I did. I just didn't read from my Kindle. Wait, did I miss a day on everything? Hold on, let me think. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I did read. I just didn't read on the Kindle app. I think that's what happened. I think it I could have not read on anything. I don't know. It's been a while now, but I did just look at where another place I was logging my reads, and I logged my read, and then it said like one day, and then I logged my it said one day streak, and then I logged it. It said one day. Okay, so the previous day it said like 35 days, and then it said one day, and then I logged my reading, and then it said 2 days. So I'm like, what? So I was like, well, I guess I lost that streak. So let me come and express myself about it. Let's see. I read a little bit of Fourth Wing's graphic audio earlier today. Yeah. Did it was like early. Now sometimes I'll read so early, like I'll read like around midnight. So when I say today, I'm talking like when I say earlier today, I'm talking like 1 a.m. somewhere up in there. I don't know. I don't know, because I had a long day today. I don't know if I read after I started my day. I know I did. It just was earlier. It was earlier this morning. Yeah. And that was the only time I got to read today. That was the only time I took time to read. Today was like a rest day, kind of, sort of. I had other things to do. So instead of squeezing in the reading, which I could have done, I could have squeezed in the reading, but I didn't. I focused on other things I had to do. And I only read like earlier today. Earlier. And that's it. That's all I have as far as reading goes. Oh, I wanted to share. I had mentioned I had recently enjoyed watching Stomp the Yard, and I had on my threads post We Riding Dragons. And I said this to myself. I'll share it here if I can. The theta when the guys are in up the mountain, and they look like they at the mountain that I see a lot of people go hiking on. Look like they actually went to the mountain in Atlanta, the hiking mountain, and they like, we rocking baby. Well, I was thinking of saying, well, I actually did it, but it's like We Riding Dragon to that. We riding dragons, we riding dragons, we riding ooh. So yeah, I enjoyed amusing myself with that. Bit of shimmy that I made up. I did read some more of. Wait, no, I didn't. Let me think. No. I was talking about the real. And for some reason, I thought I read more. He asked her if. Oh, it's because I didn't tell you guys everything about the real. Like, I left some stuff out. I don't think I read any more of that yet. I didn't go back to that. I did download the next book of what Fourth Wing. I did download the next book. I'm like ready to read that book already. I'm so ready to read that book. So I did borrow Hidden Figures. I would like to read the book to see how it compares to the movie. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's what I got. Oh, I hadn't even logged that yet. I hadn't started reading Hidden Fingers. I hadn't logged it yet. Because it'll be like over 11 books that I have in my currently reading section. And I kind of don't want to put it. I kind of feeling a bit lackluster to add it. Why? Because it's like, I don't know if this will be the most books I've had in this category. Like when you add more than 10, like they start not showing up at the top. Like if you add 10, you'll see all 10. But when you start adding 11, because I added 11 last month. I added 11 and it didn't show up. I was like, where's my 11th book? And it's not. It wasn't. It was there. It just wasn't showing up at the top. It was in view all. So I'm like, I don't like that. I like to see all my books I'm currently reading so that I could just click on it and click that I read it for today. But because I had to go to view all, um, that process was a bit different. It was a few more steps I had to discover. And thus I did. So yeah, it'll be my 12th book, I think. On there. I hadn't even started reading the book because I'm trying to focus on the graphic novel. And see, I don't too much care for this, like this feeling of wait, wait and read till I finish this and wait and read. I'm really feeling, oh, I'm ready to read this book now, so I'm gonna read this book now. I'm really feeling that feeling. That's the feeling I'm feeling. Like, wait and read this before I read that. That's how I'm feeling about that. When I say, you know, that I'm going to read this first and read this next and wait to read the book I'm really ready to read. I ain't feeling that. I'm feeling I'm ready to read that book now. Bump all this waiting to read stuff. I'm ready to read that book now. Like I would have read it yesterday. Okay. Like, what you talking? And I noticed when I do hold myself back from reading a book that I would like to read, when I would like to read it, I notice I slow down on reading. It's almost like it's a rebellion. Like, oh, you don't want to read the book I want to read? Oh, okay. Okay, well, we gonna all wait. We all gonna wait up in here. Oh, we all finna wait. We waiting on reading that book. We waiting on reading that book. So yeah, I have been reaching for books that I want to read sooner than later because that is a great motivation to continue reading uh, versus being a stickler for order when it comes to reading. Yeah, I'm not feeling the stickler for order when it comes to reading. Even though I attempt. Like, okay, this seems like it could be organized this way. I could organize my reading this way and read this and then read that. And then hold off on reading the book I want to read. And then it's like, oh, you want to go slow, huh? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, how about this? We not gonna read. I'm so yeah. To feed that hunger for reading, I've noticed I enjoy reading the books that I would like to read when I would like to read them. Like, okay, and go. You want to read that book? Go read it now. And then I would have had read the book, and then I'm motivated. I'm to read other books. Continue to read other books. But yeah, that's what I've just noticed for the second time, because I tried to do this last year, something similar. Like, I wanted to read something and I was putting it off till I read something else, and then I just started noticing that, and then started reading the books that I wanted to read when I wanted to read them, and then noticing that I was reading faster and enjoying my reads. And after reading the book that I wanted to read, then going back and reading those other books, it really is a motivational flow for me to read the books I would like to read when I would like to read them versus the other way. So I really do enjoy reading books like that I'm interested in the moment. Like, it's like, and yes, I'll have that, please. So yeah, I might start the next book soon. Because I probably could have been done finished it. Like, girl, you could have been done finished that book by now and them other books. But you wanna wait. You wanna wait till you finish this book, that book, this book, and you slowing down the creative process. Cause it's almost like it's like, yeah. It's like I'm pulling myself through these other books to get to those other books, the one I want to read, and it's not conducive. It's not appealing to me in that format. I'm not computing that format. Like, I don't compute that. Like, read the book you want to read, girl, and then we'll read them other books because you've read the book you want to read. Okay. I'm glad I've done that before. I'm glad I just was able to read the books I would like to read when I would like to read them, because it's the book that happened to me with. It's not available anymore, and I'm like, what? Whatever. Like, I'm so glad I read it when I read it. And I'm looking forward to reading the next book. Next month we have it's gonna be a new release coming out March 4th, and it's gonna be a book club read. So it's like, yay! It's a book club read. It's a new release. It's happening March 4th. It's the second book to the first book I don't know if they're gonna intertwine. But I've read the first book. I enjoyed the first book. Read it twice. Tried to read it 3 times. About to read the second book. It's like, yay! Hip hip hooray! I'm enjoying reading. I was enjoying keeping up with my reading streak. However, life goes on. Reading goes on. Even though it might not have gotten long. Oh, what I did see a few people doing is like instead of using these apps to log their reading, they were using something called a piece of paper and pencil. Some of them used pens and and wrote down. They had like a notebook and they wrote down the days that they read. Like they kept log in a reading journal. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool to have a hard, what do you call that? A hard copy. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And then you'll always have the real the real for uno. Um I'm thinking about creating a reading journal. Um, why am I hesitant about it? Because of my setup. My setup is invisible at the moment. So I do have my book. I have my book. I have my Fomimo. I'm thinking I can bring my Fomimo into the fold. Um, However, like when I go to make prints of my whether it be like a book cover or my reading status or my anything in color, I would like for my prints to be in color. My Fomimo is black and white at the moment. So I am working on printing out things in color. I got some stickers. I don't think I have any like book stickers, but I got stickers. I got some stickers. I'm trying to think if they relate to any books that I read. And that I don't, right off the bat, I don't think they did. Maybe a scene or so. But okay. Okay, I got my Fomimo. I got a book. I got a it's a old it's a previous year's planner book that I've been thinking about turning into my reading journal. Because it does have pages, but what I'm thinking of doing is like ignoring the pages, especially if it has like dates on it, like blocking those out, like in years, because it is a previous year, but it is for the most part empty. You have to like write the dates on it. I think it also comes with stickers. So yeah, I've been thinking about it. It's kind of like overwhelming a little bit, because I would like to work with, with it, like pull it all out, see what all I can do. It's just the setup. Like you know how you need. Well, I mean, you could use, the. I'm working on it. Uh, I'm gathering, I guess. Working on my color prints. Um, yeah. So my brain is like, why folk come? You putting that stress and strain on me, like, like, no, maybe that'll be a future project. I would like to. Since this year, I haven't done any book um reviews that I can recall at the moment. I've been exiting out of the book reviews. I had started doing book reviews last year because I was only rating books, and then I talked myself up to starting doing reviews little bit by little bit. Then, like each review, I would add more, go into details, edit, add more and more. And then I found out that I didn't have to do reviews from somebody else that was like, hey, I don't do reviews. And I was like, I don't have to do reviews. I mean, I thought I had to. But she was like, I don't do reviews. So I I have exited out of reviews. I hadn't done too much rating this month, just to see how that feature goes for me. Um, the reviews and the ratings that I did last year, I was really feeling them, filling it out. Um, and then this year, it's like, I have more pressing things to do. I'm not feeling giving it a review right now, because sometimes after, especially this year, last year not so much, but this year, after reading a book, it's almost like I have something else to do. Like, I've read the book, and then the review process, it's like I'm not making time for the to sit down and cultivate a review like I did last year. Like last year, it was flowing. I didn't have to think so much of it. However, towards the end of last year, I was noticing like, I like I would leave a review, or I would leave a rating and I would leave a review, but I also was noticing like I was I was making time for it. I was making time for it, but my brain was like, I I kind of don't want to do this right now. Like I want to go. I'm ready to go somewhere else. Like so, this year has flowed into that, and like when I'm finished reading a book, I'm not leaving ratings or reviews because I'm just ready to be finished with the book and do the other things that I have to do. Um, Now some books I didn't leave ratings or reviews because I didn't know what to rate. I'm like, what? Like, not that it was bad. I I uh, I don't know. Like some books, some situations in books, I be like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like scary. I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's a scary book that I don't know, or if I'm feeling like that, or if it's other books. I think it's the horror books. I'm like, let me get back with you on that. Like, uh, I mean, it wasn't bad. I read it, and usually, now I've only rated maybe two, one book of three, and maybe another book of four, maybe. But that's because I didn't care for the character dynamics, like I didn't care for like how fast and it's a book in particular. It's a book in particular I'm thinking about. Like I didn't care for um the relationship that they were creating. Like they one of the characters. I just didn't like that book. Like I mean, I read it. I read it. If I read your book, you about to get a 5 star from me if I read it. However, the book I'm thinking about, I think I rated it a 3. I think, but it's because the I didn't. It was like a fake relationship type of thing. They started having a fake relationship, and then in the midst of them having a fake relationship, they started having a real relationship. So I just was like, I was just like, uh, well, okay. So for the fake relationship part, I was like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. The woman was doing too much for it to be a fake relationship. And then so they started thinking they had something. So now they starting to try and have a real relationship, but they've been faking it, and now they want to have feelings about the fake relationship. And I just was like, I didn't care for it. I didn't care for how fast the woman was going with the fake relationship, and how she was doing too much. She was doing too much for me. For me at my house, she was doing too much. Too fast. Too much too fast. Like, ma'am, this is a fake relationship. why are you doing all this real stuff? You're doing too much real stuff for this to be really fake. Okay? So yeah, it was me and the characters uh, in that book. Oh boy. Oh, so yeah. But yeah, I haven't been rating or leaving reviews this year just yet. Even for Fourth Wing, when I finished Fourth Wing for the first time, I I was just like, I'm not ready because it's a process of reviewing, and I just wasn't feeling like going through that process at that moment. I said to myself, I said, I'll come back to it. I think I can do that. I was like, okay, I finished the book. Let me come back to it later so that I can comprise and divulge um, all the information. Let me gather because I have shared in the club. I have shared, so I've shared and things like that. So it's a lot. Like I'm trying to think. Yeah, even last year, even when I shared in the clubs, I still did ratings and reviews. So yeah, this year's starting off. No, actually, this month is different. Last month I did rate and I did reviews. This February month is different. That's what's going on. That's it right there. It ain't got nothing to do with the new year. Because I did rate every single book that I read last month. I rated every single one, I think. Almost every single one. Except for maybe two. Maybe two I didn't rate or leave a review. Maybe I rated it, but I didn't leave a review, or both. Were they this month? No. They weren't last month. Were they? I don't know now. For the most part, I left ratings and reviews last month, and then toward maybe the end of last month, I slowed down on it or stopped, and then brought it on to this month. And this month, it's like no reviews so far, no ratings so far. So it's a whole different month. Yeah, a whole different month of reading, rating, reviews, and reading streaks. Losing reading streaks. I lost reading streaks this month. Oh well. Um, like I said before, I did when I saw Fourth Wing and saw the different um, formats of Fourth Wing. I already knew I was gonna be reading this book like 3 or 4 times, so I was already up for it. Um, just because of the different formats. I was like, oh wow, it's in this format, it's in this format. Which one do I want? So that's how reading this book has come about, and it's just I've just been reading books, rereading and reading, rereading and reading. Oh, I I'm not getting any feedback from anybody else that's read Fourth Wing yet. Except for Kiki. Kiki has shared Kiki Kiki and Sue. I think Sue has been a while because, and Kiki has been a while too. But when they did share, they recommended it. They enjoyed it. Those are the only two people I've seen share their experience with this book, and that was enough for me till I started seeing that a lot of other people were reading this book. So I was like, okay, you read it, okay, I mean, it's on my TBR, I will get to it. And then I'm into it, like I'm here, like where the party at, like. But at the same, well, no, I want to say, but at the same time, like Kiki and Sue, they read it last year, so they're like second and third year writers. Like I'm a first year writer now because I've read the book. That's how I'm seeing this book. I'm seeing this book like, well, yeah, I'm a first year writer, so when I read the second book, I guess I'll be a second year writer. And because Kiki and Sue already read the books, and they've actually read Onyx Storm, so they third and fourth year writers. Yeah, that's how I'm seeing this book series, which I think is fun. But the other people, I mean, maybe I'm just so into it. I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I do see other people like showing their enjoyment and how they're commemorating their reading experience with the book. So I am seeing those posts. Yeah, Sue told me several times about Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing, Fourth Wing, Fourth Wing. I mean, like, Fourth Wing, it's going through some cover changes, some book cover changes. Like, I think the first cover I saw looked silver of Fourth Wing. And then I saw a yellowish oranges color book cover, and now I'm seeing a black Fourth Wing, not Onyx Storm, because I relooked. I'm like, that's not Onyx Storm. That's Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing now has a black cover, so it's done had like three at least. No, I've seen like two different like yellowish, orangish colors of it, and that's why I didn't know exactly what book to read first. I'm like, they all say Fourth Wing. what, what? So, yeah, but yeah, that book has changed. Covers a lot. Um, so I finally read it. I read the yellowish orangish book cover. Fourth Wing. The next book, its cover is orange. I don't know what else. I didn't. I'm not reading it yet. It's like I glanced at it. I downloaded it. I just hadn't commemorated it to memory yet because I'm not reading it yet. It's like, okay, you sit over there. I'll get back to you. It, it's sitting in the waiting room, waiting on me to read it. And then I'll look punchy, a little closer. But yeah, I saw orange. I saw a lot of orange. But it's not all the way orange. It's some other colors. It's some other colors. Like, I don't know, two other colors. It might be orange and silver, maybe, or orange and black. I don't know. Like something like that. Like orange and blue and silver, maybe. Something like that. So far, I've only seen that book cover for the second book, the orangish color, and I, I, I have seen other people reading it, but not that many, not too many. But I have seen a couple of people reading it, but not too many. I've seen a lot of people reading Fourth Wing, and then I've seen uh quite a few people reading the third book, which when I found out that okay, I saw Sue read the fourth book. I'm like, oh. And then I saw Kiki read the fourth book. I'm like, I gotta get on this because they already at the fourth. I'm about to say the fourth book. They already on the third book, and let, me, let me read this book so that I can get the enjoyment that it's given. Like, look, you better get. You better get you one of these. Like what? What's that? Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing book series. You better get you one of these. Oh. So yeah, I got me one of these. Um, I like the quotes. I like the quotes. I like what the dragon says. Um, it's a couple of quotes at the end that I took note of and put in the book club. Um, I might need to go ahead and put it in my book. In my I'm using Freeform. I might go ahead and put it on my Freeform. I did take a couple of notes. Um, when I was reading the book, some quotes that the dragon uh, said. And then at the end, some quotes that Sorengale said. I'm trying to think if I quoted anybody else. Um, I think I did, but I didn't make note of his name. I think I quoted Zan. Oh man, I didn't make note. I thought to too, and I didn't. Um, I have to look back at the club. But yeah, Zan got a quote in there. I did quote Zan. I think I quoted him twice. But this last time, I don't know who I if it was him, it might have been him. It was either him or Liam. I think it was Zan. But yeah, anything about dragons that that quote about dragons. Ugh. And then she says, we either live as cowards or we die as riders. I'm like, woo. Guys, like, um, they was ready to go. And then one of her opponent, not not school opponents, but like when they had to face something real, told her that she has all that power, all that untapped potential. We, I'm like, uh, but yeah, the first quote in the whole book had me, and I was like, let's go to Dragon School, like we. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a student up here in this Dragon School, like. And I thought about it today. I was like, I mean, the school is so big. Like, who, what student would you like to be? Are you gonna be? Are you gonna be a student? And are you gonna be a character in the book, or are you gonna be your own character? I'm like, I was thinking I could be my own character in the book, but However, Soaring Gale, she was doing her thing. Soaring Gale, I was like, oh, I see you, Soaring Gale. Only reason why I wouldn't want to be Soaring Gale is because she but I think I wouldn't want to be her character because of her bones. Like her bones. Bless the Lord. But I mean, I don't know. She take it like a champ. She take it like a champ, boy. Fractures and all. And she be up. She be up. Ready to go. Like, what next? So I don't know, maybe. Cause I'm like, girl, your bones, Like, I think I might want to be my own character, girl. I don't know. But like I said, she be, and then all the other students, they be talking about her bones too. Like, girl, are you all right? Like, and she like, yeah, I'm all right. But she be talking through the pain. She be walking through the pain, and that don't even get her. Like, what gets her is the adrenaline rush. That's what gets her. Um, so yeah, I see you, sorry, girl. Like, good job, girl. Good job. We like, yes, like, I see you, girl. I haven't read my Valentine book. I have a Valentine book. I just knew. Okay, so what happened was I planned to read that book, be finished with that book, rate the book, leave a comment for the book. And what happened was I had to sit the book down and do a bit of soul searching for it. It's like, I don't know. Okay, so I was relaying to the book. I relayed to the book. So in that relay, I set the book down and just I don't know, compared and contrast myself to the character in the book because it was so relatable. I'm like, I know this book ain't being relatable to me, but I know you didn't. How they say, I know you lying. But it was relatable. So I compared and contrast and meditated, and I was like, ah. And then I'm trying to think, well, what you stopped it for? Because not me, but the character said that the other character blamed him instead of her taking the blame. And that's what I was trying to, that's what gave me pause to stop and read. No, stop reading and pause and reflect and ponder, if you will, a bit. Because I'm like, huh? I'm like, sir, what? You went there to deceive, and you conquer in your deception. But you're saying she was supposed to take the blame for what she did instead of blaming you, sir? What? 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 Like, what? What did she do? Like, okay, and so that's I was like, well, what did she do? Okay, other than fall for your antics that you presented. It was she supposed to be like she so yeah, that's, and then I don't know, I don't know, I just had to let it go, I guess, because I was like, but sir, you were at fault. I mean, you came, you saw, you conquered, Vinny Vinny Vinci. Like, how you salty, sir? How are you salty when you took the mission to you sought this girl out to deceive her? Your mission was complete in doing so. She was like, hey, dude, dude, how did she blame? I don't know. I'd have to go back and read like how she blamed him. But he says she blamed him instead of taking responsibility for what she did, which I'm like, what? What responsibility? What? So yeah, I was trying to clarify that. I'm like, I mean, but how you salty though? But I mean, if there was any responsibility that she had, she thus took up her responsibility and ended it with you, sir. That was what her responsibility is, because you came to decept and deceive, which you achieved, and now you want to be salty. Ugh. So yeah, I had that whole powwow moment with that book scene. I just like, what? How is you salty, sir? Your mission is completion. You went and did that. I was like, I thought this was going to be a Valentine's book read, and it's done came to be a something more. So yeah, that's how that book is going. I hadn't even picked it up again yet, but yeah, because I didn't. Trying to understand. I'm like, Oh, how you salty though? How you salty though? When you tell the story about what had happened, how are you blaming her? Like, how you doing what you faulting her for doing? And it's all right that you doing it. I just like, sir, no, no. What? Ugh. Yeah. So, and then the person he talking to, she like, what? Oh no, she didn't. Basically, oh hell no, she did. What? She didn't take responsibility for what she did. What? I'm like, girl, do you know who you talking to? Like, this dude just told you his mission was to go over there. He sought her out because of who she was, and his mission was to deceive her. Boom. He went, he did it. And he thinks she was supposed to take responsibility for what she did, which I don't. The only thing she it seems like she did was be kind, generous. Like, dude, don't seem like you taking responsibility for what you did. Like, really, you want something? What you want? Well, you want a gangster cookie? Cause you went over there and uh, accomplished messing up that woman's life. And she had she had the wisdom to take up her responsibility and end it with you so she could have better. Like, really? I'm like, woman, she talking about something. Oh no, she didn't. How she gonna do that? And she should take responsibility. Like, lady, do you know who you talking to? This, you know who you talking to? Like, dude, this dude right here. This dude right here. You, you really think highly of this dude right here? Like, girl, you you don't know who you talking to, do you? Like, for a second, you thought you were talking to somebody else, right? Okay. I have shared my currently reading list on the medias. So you'll get to see the titles and see, oh, okay, that's what she was talking about. The Valentine book is the one with the Valentines on it. It is available in the bookstore, I do believe. Yep. It sure is. It sure is. I did share a link to the book on the medias. Um, you can search for these titles in the search in the bookshop that supports local books via your online purchase. How cool is that? So cool. That's why I am presenting it to you. Yay! You have the opportunity to read these rip roaring reads as well. I thought that was gonna be a fun book, and it wound up being I don't know, a lesson or something. Like, okay, these books is teaching. That Valentine's book. I thought it was gonna be a fun book. It is, it, it got some fun in it. Now, it's just that part right there in particular. I I felt like what sir, what galls you have? What gall you have to look for sympathy or empathy, sir? Like, did you say that for this other woman to empathize with you, sir? Like, is that just your spill? Huh? Like, is that how you feed? Is that how you get down? So, like, uh, no. Um, it has a playlist. It has a music playlist that I do enjoy. That came with the book. I'm enjoying these books that are coming with playlist music playlist. I read a book last year with a book club that came with the playlist, and I rock it, and all weekend long and even longer last year. And this year with this playlist, I enjoyed it. Oh my goodness, it has some excellent songs on it. It has the songs on it that are mentioned in the book. And as I'm listening to it, I am thinking of the characters because each character has a bit of a solo in the book. So when I listen to the uh, playlist, it's like I'm hearing their solo, their solos from the book. Um, the the book that I have, the format that I have, and this one is an ebook. So yeah, there's this the words are describing the music. And then when I'm listening to the playlist, the music, it's like, oh, okay, so this one is playing this because it says in the book what character is playing what in what song. So when you listen to the playlist, you'll hear and know, okay, that's him playing the song, or you could just enjoy the playlist. I'm enjoying both of it, all of it. Like, it's an excellent playlist. I like it. Um, so yeah, I'll get to reading that book, or continuing that book once I um, get the necessary fortitude uh, The question is, will I start reading the second book before I finish Fourth Wing graphic audio? I'm listening to the graphic audio. I've already read the book. Now I'm listening to the graphic audio of the same book. Will I? This is the question, because I could end this live stream and be like, been done, boop, start reading the next book, and then like next time I come to you guys and be like, I started the book. I'll be like, we do it, girl, we do it. Oh. Oh, we knew you were gonna read that book, girl. Oh, I am reading another book. It's about punctuations. I saw it on a media. Somebody had posted it, and I went to see if I could get it, and I could. So I started reading it. That's how I be. That's how I be. That's how I be reading sometimes. Like, I'll see a post, like, let me see what that book about. And I start reading it. It's called Eat. It's about punctuations. It's called Eat. I think it's called Eat, Shoot, and Leave. I think that's what it's called. And it's about using punctuations correctly. Punctuations, not punctuations. It's about using commas. Punctuations? Yeah, punctuations. Commas. It's about using commas. Using commas correctly. And apostrophes, using commas correctly and using apostrophes correctly. Periods, using periods. Yeah, how talking about creating the sentence that you would like correctly. There are some examples of signs that have used or not used. There's a lot of examples of signs that have not used punctuation correctly, or either have not used them at all. And then there are run-on sentence that don't mean that doesn't say what the person means, and it winds up reading like a totally different subject. So it has some examples like that. So yeah, I'm reading that book. did read Go Tell It on the Mountain uh, earlier this month. I think I ended January with Go Tell It on the Mountain. Like the end of January, the beginning of February, I read that book. Um, so yeah, another book that I'm reading, I was feeling some kind of way about it while I was reading it, so I stopped reading it for the moment. I will get back to it. Like, I have to gather up the fortitude necessary to continue that read as well. It's like these books have come to like a part in them that's just like uh, gotta set it down. I just had to set it down. Um so yeah, I kind of was feeling sad reading it, so I set it down. Um, so yeah, it might be for me to go ahead and read. For me to start reading. The next book in the Fourth Wing series. I think it's called Iron Flame. Um, and hopefully that book, I don't know, cause see, I was about to say, like, sometimes, like, if you read like reading these types of books, like, these are the most emotional books I've read at one time altogether. Like last year, I wasn't reading so many emotional books at the same time. They were few and far between. But this year, because I a, a, know of these titles, I'm getting into them, and yeah, they some of them was surprising. I didn't know the Valentine book was gonna. I don't. Yeah. So. Uh, I didn't know. I thought the book was gonna be a sweet Valentine's read, but I guess for me, I because of how I related to what that character was speaking on, that's what gave me pause in that book, because I related to that subject matter. and thus took it upon myself to reflect and to reflect, yeah, to see if there was a lesson to be learned there. That's really why I paused and reflect to see if there was a lesson I needed to learn. Like, are you teaching me, sir, or are you just talking? Because you could just be talking. Uh. Or is there a lesson? And yeah, like, so yeah. But yeah, this year these books seem more emotional subject matter. I think just because I'm reading so many of them at one time, and I think like reading a fun book would allow space, like a funny book, like an uplifting type of book would give space to reading these other titles. I'm not saying Iron Flame is gonna be that, because I thought that it was, just because I am interested in it, but no, I am speaking out of turn there with that book, because Fourth Wing has been gripping. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm patting my own chest, calming down my breathing while reading Fourth Wing. I mean, that's just how engaging the read is. So it's not like it's a fun hee hee ha ha book. This book that got things going on. I'm reading, I'm breathing, I'm I'm clutching my pearls, I'm grasping my chest, I'm feeling the cold winds. I'm grateful I'm not out there, because they out there. I'm grateful I'm reading it from the comforts of my own book here. So yeah, and then the description of the characters' frustrations, I really was feeling that. I was really feeling that. I'm like, good job, the author. The author did a great job depicting the frustration, the, the depicting the frustrations of the characters. Like, even like the reactions of their frustrations were natural. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they were natural frustrations. Like, I reacted the same way the characters reacted when the situation was being told. When they I threw my head back, and I read the next sentence. They threw their head back because of the situation. Okay, so the situation occurs. You're reading it, and then you're like, oh, and then you throw your head back, and then you read. The character throws their head back, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, good job with the grasping that and adding that to the book in that natural way. It feels natural, because I'm reacting that way, And then the characters in the book, they reacting the same way I am. So that's why I'm saying it's natural with the situation. When those situations happen. Now, in some situations, I ain't react how they was acting. In some situations, I had no clue was coming up, and didn't react accordingly. I didn't. Nah, it was only one or two scenes. Like I'm talking about the frustrating scenes, like just like a natural frustration of um a pent up situation, and then you're like, oh, like that, like you throw your head back and you exhale with a sigh, and then and you read the character threw their head back and exhale with a sigh. I'm like, yeah, that's wow. Like I had that same reaction to that same situation. Okay, I'm liking that. That's cool. Yes. So yeah, I enjoyed that with the fourth wing, and continuing to enjoy it because I'm reading the graphic audio. I'm listening to the graphic audio, so I'll get some more. I hadn't even gotten to a flying scene yet. Ugh. With this graphic audio, I'm looking for it. I don't think so. I don't think I've gotten to a flight scene. I'm looking forward to hearing what that flight scene be like. Cause I already was up in the air like, we riding dragons, dragons, dragons. We riding dragons. Um, After Sorengale, after she got on her dragon and she realized that she was gonna stay in her seat, she had her hands in the air like, wee! I was like, okay, girl. Oh my goodness, I had fun with this book. I'm having fun with a lot of these books that I'm reading. Oh, but yeah, that was fun. That was fun. She was like, I was like, okay, okay, girl. I didn't do that with her. I didn't do that. I didn't throw my hands up and weep. Or did I? I don't know. I don't think I did. I was enjoying that she was enjoying herself. I was like, good job, girl. Good job. Like, yes. So yeah, I don't know how the second book is gonna go. I hadn't heard too much about the second book. I think they about to be, well, how the first. Okay, so okay, so in the first one they training, and then they first years going into their second years, like second year coming up. I mean, like whoever survived. Um, so I'm guessing part two gonna pick up. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna pick up. I don't know if they gonna pick up and then be in their second year. Cause I am liking the change of the season, which it doesn't spend too much time on that I noticed but I did notice it. I noticed, okay, they do say, okay, it's snowing and it's cold. So I'm like, okay, okay. But then, like, when it turns spring, it's only it's no description of that I picked up on. Um, it's only like mentioned because it's like the next semester, the next season. That's how it's brought up like that, like an afterthought. Um, but with the winter, in the winter, they're doing stuff. They're walking from here to there. They're training when it's raining and things like that. They're doing stuff. But yeah, with the other seasons, they're doing stuff. It's just not mentioned that. Well, maybe it is. I don't know if they said it was hot or whatever, but I just didn't like notice as much as shivering in the cold winds of the blizzard snow. I just I noticed that more because um what I don't know, it just seemed like that was more described. So yeah, I don't know how what part to the second book. I don't know if I've seen anybody recommend the second book. I know they've had to have read the second book because I would just guess that they would read the second book. I think this okay, so this is how it's said. Okay, book one, yeah, you read book one, and then book two is like, okay, you gotta read book two because you want to read book three. It's said like that. Like I heard it like that. Like recommended like that. Yeah, like meh, like meh, like that's how I heard it recommended. Like a man, like that's how I heard it. And and then book 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 three is Onyx Storm, and that title got me. Like before, I think before it was recommended, maybe it was recommended, but even when it was recommended, if I didn't see it before, the title, I was smitten with the title, like Onyx Storm. I had to take a double take on that title. I was like, ooh, Onyx Storm, sounds good to me. It sounds good to me. Onyx Storm, Onyx, right? Like, like the crystal, right? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, I'm with it. Like, yes, Onyx Storm. Okay, put that on my TBR, and then it was recommended, and then I was like, okay. I've only heard one gripe about it. One gripe about it was a it was a deterioration. Like somebody said something to dissuade me from even starting the series. And I'm like okay, so the saying is real. Like you really gotta watch who you get recommendations from. Um, because this person themselves read book one, and I think they read all of them, but one, but two, but three. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's on my TBR. Cool. That's what's up. Like, I'll be reading that soon. And they was like, you might not want to read this series. And I was like, like I already got the recommendations from my homegirls, okay, and my homegirls liked it and recommended, and my homegirls wouldn't recommend me something that they wouldn't think I would like, and my homegirls liked it. And who is you? I thought we could have a little kiki moment. Because you read the book and you could say, "Oh, girl, yes, girl, read the book, 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 book." But you deter me from reading a book? Oh, no, 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 no! Don't deter me from reading the book now. So I mean, it was already on my schedule. Uh, so. Cause I know when I saw Kiki reading that book, I was like, "Oh, I'm reading that book." Cause Sue, she already recommended it to me. Now I see Kiki enjoying it. Oh, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. I'm reading that book because I'm having what she's having. That's how I feel when I see Kiki. I'll have what she's having. So I'll read the books that she's reading. Uh, especially when she go ahead and recommend them. She like, yo, and her enjoyment of the books. I'm like, I'm there. Like Kiki has ignited my flame for reading. Like she like, look, read this book. I mean, she didn't say that literally, but her enjoyment. Well, she did say that for another book that I did read, and I did read and enjoy it. Yes. So she's enjoying it. She's sharing her enjoyment of it, and she actually got me to start reading. And yeah, and then I started reading multiple books, realizing that I can read multiple books. Books are like, like a TV show. You turn this channel, you watch a little bit of that show. You turn to that channel, you watch a little bit of that show. So books can be like the same thing. You pick this book up and you read a little bit of that, set it down, get another book, read a little bit of that. So I've been reading more and enjoying it more, knowing that I can do that. I mean, I enjoyed Hunger Games. I read the Hunger Games series with Kiki. So yeah, I'm like, I don't have what she's having because she having a ball and I'm having a ball, and we reading. We in the league of extraordinary readers up in here. Okay, so thank you for the league of extraordinary readers because of Shelley. I've read Go Tell It on the Mountain. I've read The Trees by Percival Everts. And I've read a couple of other books that she's recommended and have enjoyed myself. Like, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Shelly. So I have noticed um, um, the if I see a recommendation from a person that I haven't vetted, then our reading we probably ain't here with the reading recommendation. Like it's probably not a right fit. Like, and then that person didn't even recommend me to read it. They deterred me from reading. How you gonna deter me from reading a book you read? Eh, eh. But I did like that. I'm like, okay, I have a few. I might have a handful now. Sue gives great recommendations. Now, I guess I would say no. See, okay, book, book, books can be fickle. Okay, because it was this one book that Sue recommended, and that's one of the ones that I gave a 3-star, which is not her fault. Like all her books that she's recommended are top tier. It's just the subject matter I thought I would not like, and that's the fake relationship book types. Um, and I read it, and that's the one where I felt like the woman was doing too much, and but that's just because of that character dynamic. I thought so, but I was engaged. I was engaged in the book. I read the book. I was engaged in it. Um, but yeah, all of her recommendations I've enjoyed. Now she also did uh recommended another fake relationship book. It's actually a few fake relationship books out there, but I read another recent one, and I think it's considered a fake relationship, and it was presented as a fake relationship book, and based on my reading of the other book that I didn't care for because I thought she was doing too much, going too fast in the fake relationship. Um, because of that, I thought I wouldn't read this other book. I was like, oh, another fake relationship. I don't know. Like, and then I presented, I was like, well, how do you do that? How do you rate that? How do you dial that? Like, how do you judge a book without reading it? Like, how do you say, oh, well, this book is the same type as this book, so I'm not gonna read it? You just assume because you don't know, but you think you might know. I don't know. So I didn't do that. I didn't put it in the same category, even though like the fake relationship, I was like, huh? Fake relationship. Oh, I might not like this book. So I kind of had my guards up when I was reading it, looking out for that fake relationship stick. And I actually loved the book. I loved it. I loved it so. I loved it. Like these characters, oh, they were so giving, so alluring. Like even after I read the book, I was having an experience. Like I was seeing the characters in other places. Like I was like, oh look, that character right there, that character right there, that character is a man spreading girl. Yeah. And then this book had me wanting to get me a green string bikini, okay? And just enjoying the the relationship that they had and what they were doing and enjoying together. I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was having so much fun with that book. And what they did, the first pop off in that book, I was like, yes. I was like, yes, give it to me, give it to me, give me more, more, more. This is excellent. This is great. This is what I need right here. That book right there is called Only for the Weak. So that book started out like I had my guard up. I was like, ugh. But as like I said, like I mentioned, it had a scene in there. I was like, yes, 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 more, more, more. And then dude did something, and I was like, but other than that, because what he, I was like, I was just, you started off good. I think you finished good too. Yeah, I think you finished good too. He just did one something another. I just was like, ugh. But I enjoyed that book. I was like, wow, if I had a wrote that book off just because I associated it with a book that had a relationship I didn't care for, I would have missed out on all this goodness. So I'm like, oh, this book is giving. Like I just got a good book experience. I got to read another book and all the things that's in the book and note to self that I can read fake relationship books, which I didn't. It it it, it wasn't a fake relationship in that book. Not to me. Like maybe that's a keyword. Maybe that's like a genre word. But when I was reading it, I didn't notice a fake relationship. I didn't notice that. I mean, it wasn't like maybe it was considered fake. Yeah, that's what it was. It was considered fake because it was one of the characters thought it was going to be temporary, and the other character went along with it, but had other plans. Like, so yeah, I think that's why it was considered fake. But I like that fake. I liked it. I liked it. It was yummy. I don't know. It was good. It was very good. Like, um, especially the first part. Um, and all the positive affirmations. Like I was living all that. Like all the positive affirmations up in there, up in there. That's what I was saying. Yes, yes, more, more. Um. So yeah, like I was like, I'm so glad I went on and read that book. Now, it is one book that was recommended. I saw like 3 recommendations from some strangers. Some strangers. Like I just like they were just popping up because I have watched book reviews. And they just all recommended this one book. And I'm looking at the book. They ain't want to get no spoilers. But one man was talking, and by the way he was talking, I could gather from what he was saying some context clues. And then when I saw the book cover, book title and cover, I could gather some more context clues. So I already knew what the book was gonna be about. It was like I already read the book without even reading the book. Like I looked at the cover, I was like, do I want to put myself through this subject matter? Even though I know what this book is about to be about. And it's one of them things again. It's like, do you do you do you now see I knew what that book was about because I could tell. Here's my thing about the book is people were saying it was a certain way and they were labeling it as some I don't know. I don't know if it was labeled as something. I don't know. Just I kind of felt some kind of way reading it, but like I don't know, like okay, so like I said, when I first saw the title and the book cover, I was like, the first thing I asked myself was, do I want to put myself through this subject matter? Like I knew what the subject matter was just by looking at the title. And what do you do in that situation? Like, do you read the book or do you not read the book? I went on ahead and read the book. Even though I knew what the subject matter was going to be. I went on ahead, I read it. I even watched the movie that was presented on Netflix, which I did enjoy the movie. That's why I went on ahead and read the book. I did enjoy the movie, and I enjoyed the book. I just felt like I couldn't say nothing about it because of the topic. And then the lesson I learned in reading that book and listening to these book recommendations is listening for context clues when people talking. Like I didn't know necessarily that I had to do that. Because for some reason I was looking for scary books. So that's why I clicked on these videos looking for, or with the subject talking about the scariest book I've ever read and stuff like that. So for some reason I was looking for a scary book, and I was clicking on these videos that was saying that these are some lists of some scary books that they've read, and this is the scariest book that they've read, and each like three reviews mentioned this same book. So I was like, okay. So looked it up, knew what it was about, and for some reason I was looking for the scary. Don't ask me where I'm looking for scary. I ain't not like I'm looking for romance now, but I'm reading about romance now. But yeah, so I I and then okay, so the context clues was like, one person, they was like, it's scary to me. Don't come for me and say it's not scary to you. It's scary to me. And if it's not scary to you, then you go on to your channel and talk. So I should have known it wasn't scary by the way she said that. But for some reason I just was like, okay, I'm gonna read a scary book. Which the book did try. It did try to make a do what I called it. I called it like a fake 22. Like it did try to shake you and think when it was going one way, it went another way. Like it did do the shake like that. But I already knew. I already knew it. I already knew what was gonna happen. I already knew what was happening. So yeah, I'm just reading it. I just read it, and then I'm just like, I knew it. I don't know what else to say. It's like, I mean, it was like I had the opportunity. I was able to get the book. I read it. Boom. That's just what it boiled down to. I could have read it, or I could have not read it. I chose to read it. I read it. I think what I was caught up on was the difference in how the book was being presented. Like, why folk come y'all present it in this manner? That it's this way. Like, it could still be a good read, even presented in a different way, but y'all choosing to present it that way. And then that's where I feel like I can't say nothing, because like she said, that's her opinion and that's how she felt, and she feel that it's the scariest book ever. And then that man felt like that and he felt like that, and that's how they feel. So I'm like, I mean, it's a touchy. I don't know if I feel like it could be a touchy subject. That's what I feel like. It could be a touchy subject. That's what I'm like. I mean, like, what can you say? Like, I feel like, what can you say? Like, 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 it's done. Like, that's why I feel like it's touchy, because, like, what it, for that person, it's done for that person. Now, if you was to uh, attempt to prevent something for somebody else, then maybe you got a subject there. But then that's kind of like a different book, because that's what I was thinking too. I was like, when I read it, I was like, I could say he could have, but then that's a different book once you start talking about alternate endings. I mean, I read it for what it was, and this is how you present it, and this is what you wrote. So, what you want me to say? Like, like you wrote this, like, okay, you wrote it and I read it. That's that's where I'm at the moment. Like, I'm not. I felt like I felt like that's. I felt like I could say that because it's the book done. Like, I felt like it was touchy. I felt like it was a touchy situation. Like, I can't say, or I could, but would it make a difference? You know, because. And then I felt like, I don't know, just and that what is that book called? That book is available in the bookshop as well. That book is called I'm Thinking About Ending Things. It has a movie on Netflix, and I do love the movie on Netflix. The Netflix movie is beautiful. Like, it is different from the book. That's why I'm liking reading the books to movies that I'm going to watch or am watching. If I haven't watched it first, I do my best to read the book first. I love how it was depicted in the movie with the stairs. Ugh, I love the stair scene. The descent down the stairs. I love how that looks. The descent down the stairs. Um, um, the book gave more, a wee bit more introduction information than the movie does. A wee bit, a little, a little bit. Yeah, the book gives more. Yeah, a more introduction. The movie does. Yeah. The book gives a little more information, a little more introduction into what's going on versus the movie just really starting. Yeah. The book gives a bit more before it starts. Like, the book does start. Of course the book starts, but when the book starts. Stuff is starting. The stuff is starting when the book starts. The movie kind of edits that out though. So because I read the book, I I got the full uno on what happened prior to what's going on in the movie. I got a little more background on what's going on in the movie. If you just watched a movie, you may or may not get it. You I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you'll get. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's why you gotta read it for yourself. Read it for yourself, like LeVar Burton say. Don't say my word for it. Don't say my word for it. Read it for yourself. Like, oh, I'm just telling you my experience. I, yeah, but yeah, I I like the people that I'm getting recommendations from. I like Sue's recommendation because, okay, so I wanted to read more romance books. I guess I'm trying to see how I got here. How did I get here? Because I read all the books on my bookshelf last year, and Kiki started reading romance, and Kiki told me about some told me about the book giveaway, the Valentine's book giveaway last year, and yeah, so yeah, I'm just enjoying all the different genres. I'm reading romance, I'm reading horror, I'm reading fiction, I'm reading historical. Hold on. All right. So, yeah, Shelly Shelly's mission is to make sure we are diverse in our reading. So, I'm like, all right, girl, because I thank you so much, because I mean, I'm just starting out. I feel like I'm just starting out, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I'm starting out broadening my genre. Like, I don't. I didn't intend to have a specific genre. Most of my genre from last year was like reference books. Reference books. Um, Historical books. I had Meg. Meg was a recommendation from Outnots. I do hop on her recommendations. Uh, she recommends some excellent horror uh, horror reads, horror books. Nothing too crazy. I haven't read any. I haven't read all of her recommendations, but the ones that I have read, I like them. Well, uh, I read them. Can I say I like them? All of them. Yeah, yeah. I like all of them. I liked all of them. All the ones that I've read. Um, for a while, a lot of her recommendations I couldn't get. Uh, Now that I have more resources, I'm able to get more titles that she recommends. But yeah, the one of the first she recommended Meg, and I read Meg and enjoyed Meg last year. Meg about the shark. I had already watched the movie. I don't think I knew it was a book, but when I found out it was a book, when she recommended it to me, I read it when I started reading, and she recommended another book that I enjoyed too. Um, I think it was called Dead Whispers. I enjoyed that book. That was kind of creepy. That was kind of creepy book right there. It had a good mystery story to it. Um, um, her one of the first books I read of her recommendations was um I thought about that book earlier today. Um, Called, oh my goodness, The Haunted Forest Tour. That book was good. That book was good. We did like a crochet read along with that book. I was crocheting while I was reading that book. That book, and it's a scene in that book. I think the character name is Greg, if I can recall. But yeah, that character right there. I thought about that book today because I guess wanted to share a bit about it. I may have thought about reading it again, but I about can remember the whole thing. Um, I think his name was Greg, and what Greg went through, Lord. I was like, somebody help Greg. Somebody go check on Greg, Lord, because they checked on him, but not enough. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, somebody go check on Greg. But yeah, the Haunted Forest tour. That's an excellent read. Um. So yeah, I've read all the books that I could get that she's recommended, and same with Shelly and Kiki. Now Shelly, her books were hard for me to get to till I got more resources. So I've read for Shelley, I've read four of her recommendations. For Aunt Knots, I've read The Haunted Forest Tour, Meg, Honey and Bones, The Writer's Retreat, Dead Whisper. Is that it? 5 books? At least 5 of her recommendations I was able to get and read. Sue, I've read a lot of Sue's recommendations. Let's see if I can even count Sue's. Hers might be the most. I was able to get more of Sue's recommendations. So yeah, I suggest getting book recommendations from people you like versus strangers. Because I didn't know them people. I just clicked on their video. I don't know. I mean, what is that? What is that? Hey, I clicked on a video and I read a book. What is that? A win? Is that a win? I'm winning anyway. I don't know. Like, what's the catch? Like, I heard about a book. I was able to get it. I read it. I, that sounds like a win. So I don't know. Get recommendations from strangers if you want to. That's if you want it, right? That's if you want it, right? So I mean, hey, reading is reading. I don't know what's the listing. Enjoy reading. I was reading. And I enjoyed the movie. If it wasn't for the book, I wouldn't have known about the movie. Maybe. I read it. I like seeing the contrast and the likeness. I like seeing those things. Comparing the movie with the book and the book with the movie. The different endings. The book ended different than the movie. Ugh. There were different drinks. there were different drinks, there were different restaurants. I liked seeing the depictions. Um, uh, yeah, the movie was different from the book. It ended different, but it ended the same. Yes, it ended different, but it ended the same. What? that that book. Uh, oh boy. Yeah. I read a book. Yay! I picked it up and read it too. I didn't hesitate too much. And went on ahead and read it. And had the reading experience that it gave. Would you read a book that you knew what it was about? Would you read it out? Would you read it anyway? If you knew how it was gonna go by the title, would you read it anyway? I read it. I went on and did it. I read it. I'm having so much fun reading. Ugh. I'm attempting to incorporate other activities. So yeah, that's what I wanted to also bring also is yesterday I was able to listen to an audiobook and um, build with my Legos. I was able to do that. That was a goal that I had set for. Like that was a activity I had set for. So I was able to enjoy that activity. Although I did note that I needed to turn my book up because when I went clamoring through my Legos, I couldn't hardly hear what was going on with the book, so I had to rewind. Um, so I had to have the volume up on my. I wasn't using any additional speakers, so it wasn't that loud. But yeah, it seemed like an additional speaker could have helped that uh, the volume to be clearer while I'm looking for a piece. I was, and then it took me a little while to start. I kind of was hesitating because I was trying to get that balance of listening and um, that groove of listening and looking for pieces. Because, like I said, like when I went to look for Lego pieces, I'm going with the Lego pieces. You know how it sounds when you looking through Lego pieces to find a certain piece, and then trying to listen to the audiobook. So it was like a workout for my ears. Like I'm trying to listen out for the audiobook, and then I'm trying to look for this piece, but if I go so slow, I was like I was pausing not to look for the piece. so that I wouldn't make noise to, not hear the book. So I had to turn the volume up. So that I can search through these pieces to find the piece I was looking for. Oh, so yeah, I was able to build and listen to audiobook. The volume had to be up a little bit more, so though. Um, but I did it! Yay! Um, yeah, I did it. And I was able to use the Lego Builder app that I like while I was listening to an audiobook. So that works out excellent. So when I host another Lego party, a Lego building party, I know I can listen to my audiobook during the Lego party. Now, if you are hosting a Lego building party, let me know and I can join, or invite me and I can join and we can build the Legos together. Because I saw where you could join parties and I saw where you could host parties. And when I went to join the parties, I had to have a code to get into the party. So I hosted my own party and I shared the invite code on the medias for you all to um, join the other day. This was the other day. But yeah, so that's how I'll do that in the future as well. When I host a building party, a Lego building party, I'll invite you all on the medias with the code. All you need is the code in the app. The code to the party. In the app. I don't know if you have to build the same set though. I don't know that. Because I haven't gotten that far yet. Like, I'm waiting on you guys to join. Like, not now. I'm not hosting one right now. I'm just saying. Like, I set the party up with the set that I'm building on, and you can join the party. I just don't know what it looks like on your end after you join the party. Like, you'll probably see the set that I'm working on. And then I don't know what from there. Like, I don't know if, okay, you can, it says build together though, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you just join and build. Build what you're working on, but it does say, it says build together. I'm just not clear on that. Like, if you have to have the same set. I don't think you do. I think we could just build together. Like, I can build what I'm building on and you can build what you're building on. I mean, it is the internet. Um but yeah, I set the party with what I'm building because I'm setting the party. And then you join in the party and then you building on what you're building. Um the Spider-Man set that I built last week is retired. It's the I just said Spider-Man, so what I'm saying now is clarifying that it's the Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's not just Spider-Man. It's Miles Morales Spider-Man. I was like, okay, Miles Morales. Yes. So yeah, it was cool to see that on the Legos Builders app that it has the set titled as Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like, okay, that's what's up. Thank you for clarifying that for me. That it's Miles Morales Spider-Man. So yeah, I already put that one together. I'm working on another one, a different one, a 3-in-1. I worked on it. I don't even know how many hours. It seemed like I worked on it for hours. Uh, and I worked on it, and my fingers was like, okay, you pressing these Lego bits a bit forcefully. So I was like, okay, let me take a break and come back to it. And then took a break, came back to it, and put some more of it together. And then my fingers was like, you're doing it again. And I was like, yeah, I've been at it. I was at it. I was trying to build that thing. I was trying to build this set as fast as I could, but it's so many teeny tiny pieces. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to think about these little bitty pieces. I mean, they so tiny. How tiny are they? They so tiny. These Lego pieces are so tiny. They tinier than the Lego dots. Ooh. Some of these tiny pieces are Lego dots. I'm like, ugh. This set not only has Legos, okay, yes, it has Legos. It has Lego dots in it. It got little tiny, phew, pointy parts. Oh, okay. And then the other day I did mention like I didn't open up all the bags, right? I just opened up one bag. The one bag I did open was of the bigger pieces. And I tried to start building with just this one bag open. So like I was gonna build with this bag. And then open the other bag separately, thinking that I could just build with that. Oh no, contraire, mon frere. I had to open up every single bag because I did try to start building without opening up all the bags. I was looking for a piece, looking for a piece. I couldn't find it. I was like, it's in it. It's in one of these bags with the little tiny pieces in the bag. Cause I wasn't trying to open up them little tiny piece bags. I was trying to keep them closed to the last minute. the the second piece I needed was in a teeny tiny piece bag. So with the app, it shows you step by step by step by step. So when I reopened the app, it reiterated that I had to open up all the bags. So I was like, okay, okay, thank you for reiterating that I need to open up all the bags. So I opened up the rest of the bags. So I cheered for myself because I opened up the little teeny tiny piece bags. I was like, yay, I did it. Phew. Now everybody stay away from me. Like, give me 50 feet. Because these little teeny tiny pieces, oh, they teeny and tiny. Oh, so, and then some of them I feel like they're not necessary. Like, I'm like, what? What this piece got to do with this piece when you just gonna cover it up? I don't get it. Ugh. And I saw that with a couple of pieces. I'm like, did we literally just cover that piece up? What is it for? What is it for? I don't know what it's for. Ugh. But the picture say put it there, so I put it there. Now I'm like, okay, now what is that function? What is it? We just covered it up. Why are these little teeny tiny pieces in here? Like, I was like, some of these little teeny tiny pieces seem unnecessary. That's what it was doing. It was seeming unnecessary. What it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. I'll see if this 3-in-1 is gonna be 3 separate items, or is it gonna be like a transformer? Like, am I gonna have to take it apart to create the next item? It says it's a 3-in-1. So I don't know. This is my first 3-in-1 set. So far. What movies are you all looking forward to watching? I'm seeing that a Dungeons and Dragons movie is gonna be coming to Netflix soon, so I'm looking forward to being frustrated with that movie. I think Marlon Wayans said he wasn't in the second one. I don't know. I hope he didn't say that. 'Cause I saw a interview saying of him talking about him being in the first one and how okay, so what happened in the first one? I was like, um, okay, now get up, cause you had the pixie dust pouch in your pocket. I think, I think he, I think he had the pixie dust pouch in his pocket. I don't think that's what he throwed down. So I'm like, okay, now rise up, now rejuvenate, like, come on. And then at the end, um, I I like how it seems possible that he's in part two. And I would love for him to be in part two because this is a, a movie about a magical game. Um, and I did read the manual, and I'm trying to think if him coming back or not coming back would be conducive to the manual. His character. Me just not thinking about the manual and the rules, following the rules of the book. I'm like, this is a movie about magic. Like anything possible. Like, okay, come on. Like we this is fantastical. Like everybody should be surviving in this fantastical movie. Like I'm trying to refer to the rules, and I forgot what the rules said. Like, oh my goodness. I didn't take notes with the rules. I did read the rules. I read the manual. Um his character, I don't know. I'd have to re- I'd have to look up the rules to combat and debate. Ugh, coming from that point of view. Ugh. So I don't know. I just would watch the movie in hopes that he would show up in the movie. I don't think he is though. I think he said he wasn't in part two. I don't know. But I'm already ready to be flustered because he may not be in part two and I might sit there and watch it looking for him all through the movie. uh, also, The Last Dance is coming to Netflix. I'm looking forward to watching that movie too. Looking all through that movie to see another character. Like what? Yes, I'm looking through the movies looking for characters. Yes. So yeah, that's another movie I'm looking to see what's what with the different characters. If a character is gonna um be Venom or not. So I don't know if I'll be frustrated or not with that movie as well. If a certain character isn't in that movie as well, so I don't know. That might be the theme with those two movies. Um, is that it? I think those are the only two that are on my movie radar for what's coming up toward the end of this month. Those are movies coming up toward the end of this month that I know about. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, leave the stack of book emojis. Thank you so much for your presence. I appreciate love your presence. Bookshop QR code is available via the screen. You just scan it with your QR code scanner via your Google Lens or your camera and enjoy your book purchases, your novelty purchases. There are items other than books available at the bookshop. There are categories and even craft kits available. Um, at the bookshop. And while you're enjoying your purchase, you have helped a local bookshop. You're awesome. You've helped a local bookshop via your online purchases. And you can read all about that in the bookshop. All of that information about how local bookshops are helped, all of that information is available to you in the bookshop for your curiosity, to quench your curiosity. You can read how the funds are distributed to the local bookstores that this online bookshop, or these, because it's a collection of online bookshops, how they're helping local bookshops. So yay, win-win, win-win-win. We winning. Toodaloo and thank you. Say it again. We riding dragons, dragons, dragons. We riding dragons, dragons, dragons. We riding. Ooh.